Chris, I was like, bro, but I love this template because it fits.
Yeah.
It really fit, Chris. So man, I ended up upgrading, man. I checked the box. I got,
They
the
got
little
you.
square. They got me, bro. But I looked at it, Chris, and I said, man, you know, this is a evolution of a journey that in our line of work, bro. We're like you said, we're constantly growing and moving to
Hmm.
that next level. And I say it all the time, and it's not my quote. It's from one of my mentors, but he always says, man, when you get to the next level, you're still at the basement of that level. So
Hmm.
yeah, you get to that next level, but you're at the basement of that particular level. Then you got to
Hmm.
continue to navigate and do what you got to do. Chris, man, I love you, bro. Like I could talk to you, man, every day, all day, because I've told you this before, man, and I said, all jokes aside, brother, that man, it just is so refreshing speaking to an individual who loves leadership like I do, bro. And you love it, man. It's evident, like you love leadership, and
Hmm.
for the listeners out there, man, I'm sure they want to know, why did you pick this route
Hmm.
of stepping into the leadership realm? Like, what was it for you that made you say, "Hey, man,
Hmm.
well, I'm gonna be a leadership coach, and that's the route I'm going, and I'm sticking with it." What was it for you, brother?
Thank you. Great question. I think for me, I grew up wanting to be a professional basketball player. That hence the love for Kobe Bean Bryant. And hoop dreams didn't work out, obviously, or we'd be having a different conversation. But as a
Right.
kid, I was extremely disciplined, extremely
Mm,
disciplined. I was consistent, resilient, and I
yeah.
took what I learned from trying to become a professional athlete, and I took that mindset into work. And when I was junior and I was working my way up, I was involved with a lot of leaders who weren't great leaders.
Right.
And
Right.
for me, I really see leadership as an absolute privilege. It is a privilege. You are
Mm,
being given the responsibility of helping other people grow. So for me, I really took the lens early on, very simple. If I'm a leader, I'm going to be the leader that I want to be myself. And how I see people is that I see you as a person, as a human. I want to be kind to you. I want to support you. I want to help you move forward. So once I had the opportunity to become a leader, I took that simple approach: lead with kindness, listen to people, show them empathy. What can I do to support you? And over time, that's developed and grown. I wasn't a great leader at the start. It
right.
takes time. It takes time to develop leadership habits. I wasn't great for the first couple of years, but for me, I've always had the mindset of leadership is an absolute privilege. Use it wisely. Use it wisely. At the end of the day, you're a human leading humans. Help them get better. Help
Mm.
them get better.
Come on, bro. Help them get better, man. That's it. I mean, it's what else do you all want us to say out there, man? If you find yourself coming in on this episode, and this episode it's titled friendship.
Yeah.
It's real friendship. And if you find yourself here, if you see a reel or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
understand out there, you all, that my mom used to always say, Chris, cleanliness is close to godliness. She would always say
Mm.
that, and that's
I like
something that yeah, cleanliness is close to godliness, and I pride in that, Chris, man. Like I can't, we were talking earlier when I walked in the house. My two boys are in the kitchen slap boxing, and
that.
it's light bulb lessons. You all like, hey, we always keep it thorough. It's real time. It's not scripted. Trust me, you all. And my youngest son was sweating profusely. The first words out
Mm.
of my mouth, Chris. Man, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Oh, we were just. Then I look on the kitchen floor, and it's, my son. He's 11, but he loves to cook. What he can cook.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
he boils eggs, and so it's egg, shells all over the kitchen floor, and I make him clean it up, man. And I said it to him, man. Cleanliness is closest to godliness.
Mm.
Like, and I got on my older son leadership. I got on my older son. I said, "Why do you allow your little brother to do this?" You know, and he was like, "Well, I was down in the basement, Dad. I didn't." I said, "Stop! I don't want to hear no excuses. I mean, you had to see it. Ah, well, I was down in the basement. Okay, you were in the basement. I walk in, you're slapboxing. I said, how long did it take me to recognize what was on the floor?" So again, man, when I hear, these different aspects, man, of the reflection,
Hmm.
of caring for people. Yeah, obviously our children, yes, of course. But it's that same principle. It's that same frequency all the time, man.
Hmm.
In leadership, leading is at the grocery store. Leading is, uh, you know, today I needed to get a paper notarized, Chris, and I went to FedEx. They said they didn't do it. I went to the post office. They said they didn't do it because I was in Athens, Georgia, which is not the city I live in.
Hmm.
And the lady in the post office said, "Sir, you can go right across the street to Bernstein Funeral Home, and they do notarizing there." I pull up to
Hmm.
the funeral home, it's hearses out there. I walk in, Chris, and the side door that I went in was the actual sanctuary. It's chairs, nice little music playing, and I'm like, I felt like Fred Sanford for a second, Chris. I was like, oh Lord, I don't need to be up in here right now. It's too early. But that leadership connection, once I went in with the gentleman sitting in the office, and he was like, "Yeah, I could notarize it." I pulled my ID out, and he looked at my ID, and he said, "Clay." He said, "Clay, somebody else I know named Clay." And the other guy sitting there said, "Cassius Clay, Muhammad
Mm.
Ali." And that connection
Great.
was established, man. And we got to talking and whatnot. But all in all, Chris, man, I know you as well, man. We strive to treat people the way we want to be treated. Uh, Leadership is legacy. Leadership
Hmm.
is presence. It's uncomfortable. It's so many different attributes, man. And when someone thinks of Chris March as the man, Chris March as the man, what would you say to the person, man, who thinks of Chris March as the man? Who is Chris March in your own words, bro?
It's a great question. I think of it this way: what I want to be known for is for someone who deeply cared about the people he cared about, and to really be remembered for someone who showed that deeply, and someone who was always there for those people, and someone you could always rely on. I want to be consistent. I want people to know that they can reach out to me. And I think that's why I got into coaching in the first place. To answer your question a little bit earlier, was that's it felt like a natural progression in a lot of ways. Naturally, people were gravitating towards me or will come to me for advice, and I think that's one of my skills that I've been blessed with is that my ability to connect with people.
Yeah,
So I want to be really remembered for that connection and that care. I
yeah,
would say though, if I can be remembered for that, I'd be proud.
yeah, bro. I would say too, man. One of my favorite artists of all time is the Guru from the hip hop legendary group Gangstar, right?
Yeah.
And the Guru, rest in peace. He passed away uh, some years ago. But he had a song called "The Voice." It's mostly the voice that
Hmm.
gets you up. It's mostly the voice that makes you buck. A lot of rappers got flavor and some got skills, but if your voice ain't dope, then you need to chill. And that's what I think. Every time I hear you talk, man, you have uh, you do, man. You have a calmness about you. You have an opening presence. Like I love to learn from you, you know, and like I said, man, from the day I saw you on Instagram, I was naturally drawn. I said, man, that's my guy right there. He gets it. He teach his style of teaching. I'm definitely attracted to, and sometimes what I love too, Chris, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to show your face, bro. Like you put out certain things that is just it's one of those, make you go, like wow, man. And a lot of the jewels that you dropped here with us today are real light bulb lessons, man. Sometimes people got to go back and hear it and hear it and
Hmm.
hear it and hear it for it to really stick because you've said some powerful things. And again, I'm straight off the heart, man, with these questions that I'm asking because I just appreciate the presence. Man, you know, I would say this, man, and we'll close it out with this one because I know we need to go check out this Knicks and Indiana game to see if the series is going to be closed out. And like we always say, man, this is one of many, brother. You're more than welcome on this platform anytime, brother, any stinking time. Because I know right now I could turn my camera off, go upstairs and tend to my family, and man, you would continue to drop numerous and numerous and numerous leadership light bulb lessons that are really going to freaking help people. Um, but I'd like to end it with this final question, man. I had someone to tell me, Chris,
Hmm.
you know, that you know leaders are, a lot of times, one way in front of their people and another way, you know, not in front of people per se.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to frame it the right way, kind of how that conversation went, but
Hmm.
I've seen it myself. You said it a minute ago. You
Yep.
said, you had some leadership that just wasn't good, bro. Uh,
Yep.
I've had some excellent leadership, but I also knew behind the scenes, Chris, when no
Hmm.
one was watching, some of the most horrible people in terms
Hmm.
of choices and decisions. So I'd like to close it out with that final question. For the young aspiring leaders out there, the salty leaders as we call them, that's been in the game for a long time, or for people who just are still, trying to figure out, their leadership style or whatever.
Hmm.
As a leader, Chris, what is the importance of leading when the lights are on and people are watching you, as well as when the lights are off and no one's
Yeah.
watching? What's your thoughts on that?
Great question. And I have experience with this myself. It's something that we all fall into the trap because as humans, even as a leader, we want to put on a certain front for people. We want people to see us in a certain way. But if you're not being true to yourself, that means you're carrying extra weight. You're being someone that you're not. That's hard work. There's a We're in a world where there's a lot of imitation. We're trying to be someone else.
Hmm.
But in a world where that is true, be true to the person you are authentically. Don't wait for the weekend to be T.O. or Chris March. Be that person Monday to Friday.
That's
And
right.
then when you turn up as yourself and everyone can see that, that gives them permission to turn up as themselves as well. We need more people to meet them exactly where you're at. And then you can feel comfortable that you can say certain things. I'm not saying they need to be in a certain way, but you need to be You need to ensure that you are that person at all times. Because it's
Yes.
a lot of work trying to hold up a veil when you just need to take that veil off and be the person you are. Be
True.
authentically you. It's so simple. Don't try and be someone else. Yes, you can imitate your leadership style, as you mentioned. I've imitated certain people. Of course, I've taken what I like. You take likes from different people, but
Right.
be true to yourself. Be
Right.
true to your own leadership style. That's the most important thing. And people will respect you and people will turn up and give you the same in return.
Right. Man, that's a great answer, Chris. Give me two things as well as us, the audience out there. Give two things that a leader that's struggling with confidence
Mhm.
can do to start jump starting themselves to
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah. Two things I would recommend you ask yourself why you want to become a leader. Why do you want to become a leader? And really ask those questions of yourself and write it down. Write it down. Why do you become a leader? What do you like about it? That self-reflection exercise is extremely powerful. Think
Mhm.
about some recent wins that you've had, Tito. If you've hit a certain project or you've hit a growth target, whatever that may be,
Mhm.
those things will really remind you, really spark you exactly of that's why I love doing this, or I helped someone get from X to Y. And then to take it a step further, ask your people on your team, what do you see that I'm doing well?
Mhm.
Solicitate that feedback. Also, in return, also ask for feedback on what areas do you think that I can improve in as well. But those subtle reminders that you hear from real-time feedback around what you're doing well will also remind you of what you're doing and why it's important as a leader. And that will give you confidence. It will remind you to say, hey, I got into this because this for these reasons, and here they are again, presented by my own reflections and by other people. That is huge. And if you're fortunate to have people in your life, as you said, you don't need to see it at work. You can also see it at home. You share the example of
That's right.
your kids. Ask your loved ones, your cousins, friends, family, brothers, whatever it may be, what's an act of leadership that you saw recently that made you proud of me?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's it. Those are little things. You don't have to be a leader at work. We're leaders in life. You don't need a title. You need to deliver through the actions, as we talked about from the jump. So ask people you respect, and say, "What have you seen me do recently that would make you proud to call me your brother, sister, cousin, so forth?" Get that feedback, and when you hear that, you're gonna pump your chest up a little higher for
That's
sure.
right. That's right. That's dope, man. Thank you, Chris, man. Hey, I'm gonna leave you alone for the evening and stop
Let's
asking
go,
you a
Nix.
hundred questions. Uh, absolutely, man. Shout out to all the Nick fans out there. Uh, we'll see, man, if they're gonna pull it off tonight. If not, hey, they had a heck of a run, man. And uh, just to see Brunson, you know,
He's been
uh,
balling.
yeah, man, he's amazing. And Hart and what's the other one from Villanova came from the Phoenix. Uh,
Bridges been balling
yeah,
too. He's
yeah,
been playing
Bridges,
well.
man. Just leadership is Jay Wright. Jay
Yeah,
Wright, it had every one of those boys, Diavantage, I think is his name, Dante Diavantage.
yeah.
Uh, that's real leadership, bro. When you can infuse those guys that's been playing together in that same system, and that's something that
Hmm.
we'll save for our next episode when Chris and I come back on, man, to you know give these heartfelts about leadership and light bulb lessons and how they affect us and the environments around us. We're going to dig into systems, specific systems, and habits. Something else that Chris talked about earlier. Those keystone
Oh yeah.
habits and systems. That'll be our next jump off. So the fact that my man's back over in Australia, Sydney, it's not going to stop us, man, from paving the way and leading and doing what we do, man. So I thank you, Chris, on behalf of all the subscribers out there and people that rock with us, man. Just thank you, man. Like I said, I know it's early out there, and man, you're a busy guy. You got a lot of things happening, but man, you stop through and you bless the light bulb every time the light's been on. And man, thank you, brother. Like I truly thank you. Any parting words that you have before we roll out of here, bro? As we always say, the floor is yours, man.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say thank you for the thoughtful questions. And I wanted to extend some gratitude for you, Tio. I see the work that you're doing, working with the youth of today. I see the book that you're putting out as well. Love the work that you're doing for the next generation. I just wanted to say thank you. And for all the listeners out there as well, we really thank you for everything that you're doing. So I wanted to end by truly saying thank you for giving me the platform. Thank you for being a brother and supporting me as well. And continue doing what you're doing because we need more people like you spreading the words around leadership. So thank you.
Man, thank you so much. Hey, we love y'all out there, as we always say, emphatically say, peace, peace,
Peace.
peace.